Okay, this is the recording for Chapter 6, Writing Fractions in Decimal Form. So after completing, of course, this chapter, you should be able to explain how decimal fractions are going to be written, express in words the value of decimal fractions, express in numbers the value of the decimal fractions that are given in words, and convert fractions to decimals. So the main thing I'm going to work with you on in Chapter 6 is the converting the fractions to decimal form. Okay, so if you look at this number here, 100, 105 and 599 thousandths. Each one of these, of course, you read the decimal number 105.599 as 105 and 599 thousandths. The TH at the end of a word means a fraction part. So it's going to be behind the decimal, or a part to the right of the decimal point. So you can also read this number as 105.599. But if you look here, the first number here, this is in the hundred spot. This one, number 0, is in what they call the 10 spot. And the 5 is in the 1 spot. And we always refer to the decimal as and then past the decimal, remember I told you it would end with a TH. So the first number past the decimal is going to be the 10th spot. So the 5 is in the 10ths. The second number past the decimal is going to be the 100th spot. And the third number past the decimal is going to be called the 1000th spot. And if we come over here and add a number to it, I'm going to give it a number 2. That number 2, of course, this is going to be the 10,000th spot. Okay, so next, so I'm just kind of telling you how to read, of course, a decimal. So if you was to, I was to ask you where the 2 was at, what spot you said the 10,000th spot. So if you look over on page 41, in the problems, the first problems 1 through 14 is asking you to write the following as decimal numbers. So number 1 is 32 hundredths. Okay, so there's no whole numbers before that, so it would be 0, decimal, and then 32 hundredths. Number 2, which says 33 thousandths. Again, there's no whole numbers there, so it's 0 dot or decimal, 0, and then 33, because the last number is going to be in that thousandth spot. Number 3, the number is 237 thousandths. So you would have 2 first for 200, and then 37 thousandths. And of course the 7 will be in the thousandth spot. Number 4, This one kind of gives you the whole number, so it'd be 35, and so you know that there's going to be a whole number in front of the decimal because the and we use as the decimal. So it would be 35, and then and for the decimal, 153 thousandths. Well, so it'd be 153, and we make sure that that 3 is in the thousandth spot. Okay, so those are enough examples of those. Still on page 41, you go down to number 15 through 24, and these may extend on the other side. Nope, they don't. So 15 through 24, you're writing the decimal numbers in words. So number 15, if you have a number 0.5, you would just say 5/10. Number 16, your number is 0.93. So you would just read it how it is. You don't have to worry about any numbers before because it's 0. So you say 93 hundredths. So this is how you would write down. Okay, we'll move down to number 18. 32 and 32.58, so it'd be 32 and 58 hundredths. So the number is 32.58, and you would just write that out as 32, and then as your decimal, you'd say the word and 58, and then wherever the eighth's at, what place would be the hundredths. So your next example is going to be on page 42. And number, these are just writing the decimal as fractions, and you're not, so you do not reduce to the lowest terms, okay? So number 25, you have 593.86. So we know the whole number is going to be 593, okay? And this is going to be the fraction part. Okay, so it's 86, and it's in the hundred spot, so you would have 100 underneath it. Number 26, you have your number is 0.63. You have no whole number, so you don't have any whole numbers. So to write this as a fraction, you would just put 63. This is in the hundred spot, so it'd be 100 underneath it. Let's see, let's do a different one. We'll do number 30. Your number is 0.2, so there's no whole number, and then you have 2 and tenths because it's in the tenth spot, so it'd be 2/10. 35 one is sometimes tricky for people because the number is 0.03. There's no whole number. So we have 3 is your number, but it's a hundredths. So you would have in the hundred spot, so it'd be 100 underneath, 3/100. Okay, number 38, you have 4.53. So to express this decimal as a fraction, your whole number is 4. Okay, and then you have 53, and it's in the hundred spot, so it would be over 100. 39. You have 6.08, so it's 6 and 8 tenths. So to express that as a fraction, the whole number is a 6. And then you have 8, and it's in the hundred spot, so over 100. And just email me if you have any questions. Um, and I'm also available during my office hours for tutoring if anybody needs any additional help, since I've had to go to just doing recordings.